Alright, today I'm going to be removing the fuel rail as well as all the fuel injectors. I'd like to do a good cleaning of those, so might as well just go through the process of removing these off of a Saturn. This has a dual overhead cam. First things first, I've already started taking a few things apart, just for you guys to be able to see, do some more cleaning as well. Pulled off the throttle body just to get a bit more cleaning, and I did want to show you guys here. This has over 188,000 miles on it, and you can see all that carbon stuff build up in the intake. I believe all that's part of the oil being sucked back through the PCV valve. That sits right here and goes right up through the middle. That could also be just some blowback as well. I would love to be able to at some point pull this off, this entire intake piece, and do a really good thorough cleaning. That would be one way to possibly improve some MPGs. But for right now, I'm just going to remove this fuel rail and see if I can get some of the gunk that usually builds up over time from going to the gas station sediment that gets into the fuel rails and stuff like that. So let's see. First off, what you're going to do, just disconnect some of the wires, disconnect the battery. You're also going to want to remove the throttle cable would be sitting right here just to get a little bit more room out of the way. You're also going to go ahead and remove the connectors. There's 4 connectors for each fuel injector, so we'll go ahead and get those out of the way. Here's the next one. Get it. Okay, and third one. Here we go. And let's get to this one. You're looking at a really tight space on this third one here. There it is. Okay, there's all 3 of those connectors. And all you have to do is just move them out of the way for now. Okay, I've also gone ahead and pulled, I can't remember what sensor this is here, so you can get that out of the way a little bit more. Next thing you're going to do is, well, of course, you're going to make sure this is a really cold engine because you're working with gasoline. Go ahead and just push these inward and pull this out. At this point, this has been sitting for 24 hours. The pressure should be out of it. So there we go. Yeah, as you can see, it's not going to spray out. Now, to get the fuel rail off, there are 3 8mm bolt heads. One is right here. The next one is right down in there, kind of like in the middle, and the last one is over here by the first cylinder's injector. So go ahead and just unbolt those, and we'll go from there. Give me a second to do that. You're actually going to want to make sure all those little areas are clean when you're pulling this out, because you don't want stuff falling into the cylinders there. I made sure that I blew some air through there, so everything should be nice and clean. Next, you're going to do let's actually go ahead and should be able to just pop all 4 of these out. Stuck. There we go. Okay. Should just be able to slide it out this way. Well, I was kind of hoping I didn't have to move this bracket here, but yeah, just needed to move it up just a little bit so I could have kind of finagled it up out this way. I'm going to quickly show you the fuel rail here. You got the 4 fuel injectors. They're held in by a small clip all you have to do really is take a flathead screwdriver, stick it through here. You should just be able to pop it out like that, and all this thing is held in by an O-ring. You should just be able to pop it out. It will take a little bit of time. These things probably have never been pulled out before. This one hasn't been. There it goes. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see if we can get some more light here. It is pretty crusted up in there. It'd be a good time to clean these out. You can, I've heard of guys soaking these in diesel fuel, acetone, just sticking the whole thing in there, let them sit there for about an hour or so. You do want to replace these two seals right here. I think the seal kit that I got, about 14 bucks to do so. And all this really does is uses that one O-ring to stick right into the hole on the intake manifold. It sprays the gas right down into the intake as it's sucking the air in. So just go ahead and remove these. Just take a pick and pull those off. Another way other than soaking them in diesel is to actuate the solenoid that's right in here. And what you can do is pressurize either end and push cleaner through. And that will clean out the insides of these. And usually, if you take pretty good care of your vehicle, these should not be that dirty on the inside here. Either side shouldn't be that really dirty at all. Usually it'd probably be on the side that's facing the fuel lines. But then again, as long as you are using good quality gas and going to a reputable gas station, you should not have any issues at all. So after that, you'll replace those seals, and then all you would have to do is just pop it back into place, and then using that clip, just stick it right back on. And you may have to wiggle it a little bit to get those back on. There's a little lip on the inside here, and try to line it up with that. And then all you have to do is stick it on. There we go. And then you're done cleaning those off and taking these apart. So the other thing I wanted to show you real quick is here is that clip, and it kind of just snaps on there. And since you couldn't see it from when I was pulling it off the intake because it was kind of far back there, you're kind of pushing these two taps together and pulling it straight off. So that's how you remove those. So now what you can do is, since you've got this clean now, go ahead and put it back into the car. Alright, once you got them back on the fuel rail, it's just as simple as, well, it could be as simple as putting it back on. You can finagle and make sure the wires and all those other things go between the second and third fuel injector. So we'll get that kind of started inching its way in. Pull this up. And you're going to have to line them up pretty much as good as you can. Good thing to have is a flashlight. Line them all up. Lined up. Not lined up. Okay, all those are lined up. You just have to drop them all down. Hold off on hooking things up for a second. Put the bolts back in. And you're pretty much done. All you have to do is hook everything back up, hook all the electronics. Because all those fuel injectors are pretty much held in by these 3 bolts and those O-rings. So it's really as simple as that. I didn't really find it was that difficult. to do this. If you're really simply wanting to replace them or clean them, take you about 10-15 minutes just to actually get to the fuel rail itself and pull it out. Shouldn't take no more than an hour. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll just fast forward through me putting everything back together. So hopefully this was help you, and yeah, if you want to, just watch the rest of the video.